We pause with purpose. We don't just hope for a better week. We don't just hope for a better week. We don't just hope for a better week.
The sun is rising, my dreams are calling, coffee in my cup, my dreams are calling, coffee in my cup, open my planner, I breathe and believe, this week has blessings waiting on me. No more rushing, no more delay, rushing, no more delay, rushing, no more delay, holding my business one block at a time. I don't move by pressure, I move by design. I don't waste my moments, I honor my time. My vision is clear, my focus is strong. This is the week I've been waiting on. I am the architect of my time. With every hour I build my dream. My plans have purpose, my schedule has power. I'm crafting my life one brilliant hour. One line decision, one bold move, one faithful step. I've got something to prove. I rise, I plan, I build, I shine. Plansational Sunday, this week is mine. I'm not just busy, I'm moving with grace, making room for profit, peace and space. My business is growing, my mindset is new. I'm showing up for what I'm called to do. Emails, content, clients and sales. I've got a plan so I cannot fail. Even when life tries to pull me away, I come back to purpose and plan my day. Under pressure, I move by design. I don't waste my moments, I honor my time. My vision is clear, my focus is strong. This is the week I've been waiting on. I am the architect of my time. Every hour I build my dream. My plans have purpose, my schedule has power. I'm crafting my life one brilliant hour. One line decision, one bold move, one faithful step. I've got something to prove. I rise, I plan, I build, I shine. Plansational Sunday, this week is mine. What are we doing this week? Following wealth in this week. Moving with power. What are we building this week? Dreams into income. One decision, one bold move. My dream hour. One brilliant hour. My plans have purpose, my schedule has power. I craft my life one brilliant hour. My time is aligned. My dream is alive. This week I rise. This week I thrive. I am the architect of my time. With every hour I build my dream. My plans have purpose, my schedule has power. I'm crafting my life one brilliant hour. One line decision, one bold move, one faithful step. I got something to prove. I rise, I plan, I build, I shine. Plansational Sunday, this week it works. So grab your planner, grab your vision, grab your coffee, and let's plan with purpose. This is Plansational Sunday, and this week.
Good morning, and happy Plansational Sunday. Guys, I am super excited to be here with you this morning. If you are live with me, I want you to go over to that chat, #live. And if you're watching us on our new platform inside of our Passionpreneur community, let me get those words right early this morning. I want you to go ahead and comment in the chat and let me know that you are live. I can't tell you with running both of the platforms, it is a little bit of latency on both ends. And so I am going to be a little bit ahead and you're going to be a little bit behind, which is normal for Facebook, but we are in the community. Now, here's the time before we get started. I'm going to invite you now and at the end for you to go ahead and join our free Passionpreneur community. Yes, you may be in the Facebook community, but we have decided to take it up a notch for business owners, and we'll be doing some amazing things inside of our new community that is really close knit, and it's growing and growing and growing. And I want to invite each and every one of you over there, and I will drop the link at the end of Plansational Sunday. So to tell you a little bit about the background with that is our lives on Facebook. They're not just living here. After 30 days, they disappear. And I believe that our Plansational Sundays you should be able to access them like beyond 30 days. Go and binge watch them. Get you some motivation to kick off your week. If we are off for that particular Sunday because of travel or teaching, you can go back to a previous Plansational Sunday and catch up and watch it. And so that is why we have built an additional platform for people to be on. Also on that platform, we are doing some live co-working. I'm really leaning in to show you how to be organized, planned business owners, and also going into tools that you could use to automate your business, run your business, and keep it flowing, even if you have to step away at times. So I want to welcome you guys, and I want to welcome you to the live community that is actually, it went live a couple of weeks ago, but we're officially live as of yesterday, August the 1st, and we are doing some amazing things there, and I do want to invite you guys to that. And so I am going to drop the link in just a little bit here for you guys to go ahead and join. It's absolutely free. Of course, we do have some paid options within the community where you can get some additional support and coaching for your business. So let's get into our topic for today on this beautiful Plansational Sunday. So, our opening song talked about living by design, or planning your day by design, and not allowing pressure to control your day. So a lot of people are busy, but not everyone is really building their business. And it is such a big difference between building and busy. Sometimes it really bothers me when people are like, oh, I didn't want to bother you because you're busy. No, I'm never busy. I am intentionally building. And if what you need aligns to what I am intentionally building, I do not mind extending my service. So that word busy is just doing a whole bunch of stuff. And a lot of times we get the shiny syndrome, and we go out and we start building things that not even our client needs, or we don't even understand what we need. And so you have to be so intentional about your day and your time in order for you to intentionally build something. So especially if you're working a funding source, especially if you can only do this thing part-time, you have to be so intentional with your time so that you can grow at a consistent pace and be able to transition from that 9-to-5 job into your business full time. There is a lot of difference between just moving and moving under pressure. And many of us do not move by design, by direction, and by attention. We move behind pressure. Oh my God, I have this bill I have to pay. Oh my goodness, I got to get this out right now. Oh my goodness. We have to move each day in the week by intentional design, not just by the way the wind blows. If the wind blows heavy, we're going to go this way. And if the wind blows heavy the next way, we're going to go that way. But really sitting down and looking at our week. And I'm excited about doing co-working right after this inside of our community, because I really want to lean in to showing you guys how to intentionally plan your week, not just make a to-do list, not just make something that you can check off, but actually looking at the time that you have in the day and really designing the week so that you can really build up that business that you're trying to build. So I have some key pointers that I have written down, and I really want to share with you guys today. So if you have a pen and paper, go ahead and grab it. If you don't, just listen and come back again and take your notes. But we are going to go through this. So my first point that I want to make is Pressure makes you react, but design will help you lead. And a lot of times we spend our whole entire week, our whole entire month just reacting to stuff. I really have to get this out. I really have to get this done because of such and such reason. But what is the intention of it? What is the purpose of it? Why are we doing this particular thing? And so a lot of times life will come in and just kind of pretty much knock you down. And then all of a sudden you're scrambling to make things work. So when you move by pressure, you always respond to what you're feeling, and that feeling becomes urgent. And when that feeling becomes urgent, sometimes our feelings can throw us off track. Or I'm not feeling this way, or somebody said something and it threw us off. A family member may have pulled us away to do something to help them. A friend may pull us away. And then all of a sudden that pressure and those feelings start to set in, and then we start doing things in our business as if it's just like it's an urgency to be able to get it done, which means that you are not intentionally developing that thing. And sometimes when you move that way, you miss out on little details that would have helped you to be able to get more clients, that would have helped you to be able to build something that is sustainable and not just a one-time thing. And so a lot of us just keep on throwing things at our own self at our own self, and then we make it an urgency, but we didn't really design it and decide what we're going to do step by step so that we can put some more marketing time behind it, so that we can put more intention behind it. We just want to say it's done. And when you move that way just to say I did something, that means that you are just moving behind out of pressure. You're moving with lack of intention. You're moving with lack of design. And so you want to lean into making sure that you're just not moving reactively because of pressure, but by design. And that design will help you lead. Good morning, good morning, good morning, Christina. Yes, and happy Plansational Sunday. I am so excited that you are here with me today. All right, so then number 2, life can interrupt you, but it cannot own the destination. And so a lot of times we allow things that happen in our life to throw us so far off track that we forget what the actual destination is. Yes, you may run out of gas and have to stop for gas. Yes, you may have to pull over to the side of the road, but just because something happened does not mean that you are not going to arrive where you're supposed to arrive. We all have that vision, and I am so big on talking about people's vision. Sometimes we get the plan, we can see exactly what that place is going to look like. So it's kind of like if you've never been to Disney before, but you know what it's looked like because you have experienced it on YouTube. You've experienced it through other people's eyes. And so you know, like, when I get there, this is what I'm going to see and this is what I'm going to get. A lot of times when we start our business, we know exactly where we want to be. Sometimes we don't. Sometimes we're figuring it out along the way, but we know what the end result is. And a lot of times we have to reverse engineer what we're building and kind of walk backwards to where we're at right now so that we can understand the road and the direction that we need to take in order to get to where we need to go. But just because an accident happens on the road does not mean that I am not going to make it to my destination. It may be delayed. And a lot of times we think by things running late, or us not getting the idea until after the fact, or because we have to work a funding source, or because unexpected family, business, emotional, financial delays start to come up, that we are not going to end up in that destination. You will end up there if you stay the course. All right? If you stay the course. So what happens right now cannot own your destination. It cannot own what's going to happen to you in the future unless you hand that situation the pen and let that pen rewrite where you're going to be. And a lot of times we are handing our situations the pen. Oh my God, I had to go back to work. Oh my goodness, I had to get this part-time. Oh my God, I got a DoorDash. I got an Uber Eat in order to make things meet. This must not be where I'm supposed to be. Yes, sometimes there are things along the obstacles. There are distractions. There are objects that get thrown into the road. But that does not mean that you are not going to end up where you want to end up. It's just going to take you a little bit of time. When I travel, we always leave early because it's like, okay, anything can happen. But sometimes on this road, this destiny, we leave a little bit late, right? We leave a little late. And we know we were supposed to get on the road 6 months ago, 7 months ago, 8 months ago. But then we think that we're going to get to our destination at the same time or that expected time. And that's not the case. You may have to go through the traffic delay. You may have to go through getting off the highway and getting gas and getting back on. You may go through a little bit of an accident that may have happened up there that may delay you just a little bit. And that is okay, but you still stay on the road. You don't just give in and say, you know what, I'm just going to stop at this hotel and just stay right here. I'm just going to live right here. Or say, oh, you know what, I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm going to go back home. And I'm going to get into bed. If you have to do a reroute and go back to the beginning, you better keep that road going, go back to the beginning, make a U-turn, and then get back on that road again. Because sometimes you may have to go back to refuel yourself. Sometimes you may have to go back to redirect the plan. But my thing is that you can never go back to the original spot because of the lessons that you've learned along the way. Like, I can't unsee that road. I can't unsee that highway. Once it's been traveled, I now see things that I did not normally see. So when you go to rebuild or restart and you think that you're going all the way back home, you're actually stopping at a hotel, reviewing the plan, and then just making a new route. Why? Because you've already traveled the road. You already have the experience. So life can interrupt you, but it cannot own the destination unless you decide to give it in. And there's been some things that have happened in my life and I'm like, oh my God, like this is going to really keep me from reaching that destination. And it didn't. It didn't, because I did not allow it to own my destination. I just dealt with the problem at hand, the situation at hand, and said, you know what? I'm going to sit here. I'm going to pull over. I'm going to rewrite. I'm going to reconstruct, and I'm going to keep on going. Why? Because I know that my destination holds so much. And then here's the thing about destinations. I always call them temporary destinations, because once you get there, you're going to realize that there's more places that you want to go, and you're going to hop back on that road again. And as long as we have breath in our body, as long as we're alive, we're going to keep on that journey towards reaching whatever goal there is in life. And there's never a final stop until we go to our resting place. That will be the final stop. All right. So being intentional means that you choose before you move. A lot of us just move like, I'm just going to get this done. I'm just going to do this. I'm going to do this. No, you have to really be intentional before you actually move. You have to look at your week, look at your plans, and say to yourself, hey, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. And this is the results that I'm going to get. I coach a lot of different types of people. I'm going to say that. A lot of different types of people in different types of businesses and different places inside of their business. And a lot of them will just do something just because it's on the list, but it had no intention behind it. Let me give you an example. It's like, okay, you need to do this in your business. You need to create an automation. And you guys can see on my shirt, I am a fan of cash on replay. So I'll tell them, hey, immediately you need a cash on replay system. And they'll be like, okay, I'm going to go and build this cash on replay system, and then they'll build it, cross it off their checklist, and then they'll go on to the next thing. And I'll ask them, okay, so what about the marketing part? What about getting it out there to people? Are you sharing it? Well, no, I didn't get a chance to share it this week. I'll look at that, but at least it's built. But what justice is it doing your business to have it built but not put it out there to the people? And I tell them, you moved based on emotion or based on what I told you, but you did not move with intention. So moving with intention means that you not only built it, but you had plans to deliver it and ship it out to the world consistently so that you can get the results that you need to get instead of just moving on to the next thing. So intentional people do not just ask, what do I need to do? They ask, why am I doing this? Where is this taking me? And does it match the life I am building? And so when people give me ideas and they be like, oh, you should do this, you should do this, I'm like, oh, okay. So what do I need to do to get that done? And then just start doing it because they presented it to me, or doing it because I saw it on YouTube, or doing it just because somebody put it in front of my face. No, I always ask myself why, because without the why and the actual intention behind it, I will just be doing it and it won't yield me any results. It'll be just a thing that I built and I put back to the side. A lot of our Chat GPT looks like that. A lot of our Claude looks like that. A lot of our Gemini looks like that. Things that we created because other people told us to create it, or just because we saw it and we just moved to do it, but we didn't move with intention and ask ourselves, why are we doing this? Where is this going to take me? And does this match the overall goal of my business? There's a lot of things out there that I can build for my business and do for my business. But I ask myself right now, Carolyn, do you need to build that based on the client flow that you have? Or do you need to focus on drawing people into your business, teaching them and getting their attention? And then once you build your client base, then do that thing. And a lot of stuff happens after the fact because I need to focus on certain things right now because I have the intention of growing what I have built. And I know for a lot of people, it's like, but I want to do what's trending. And I was working with a client and we were talking about AI. And he was like, I know it's important, but it doesn't have a place right now where I'm at because my focus is over here. He says, but I look at it and I learn it and I write down my ideas and I'm going to come back to that. I always have that information saved, but it's not the time to act on it. And I told him, I said, that is what I'm talking about. That is actually moving with intention because you're building this client base and your focus is really looking at getting people in and then building a system as they came in. I have built things that people did not want. I have built things that did not work because of I built it before I knew exactly how my business was going to flow. And I'm like, I don't even need this thing, but it took me 3 months to build it. So then I started looking at, okay, why not get into the thing, see exactly what I need, and then go and buy it. It's like doing a paint job. And you said, oh, I'm going to paint this room. And you just go to the store and you buy the paint, you buy the masking tape or the painter's tape, you buy different brushes, and then you take all these supplies and you go in the room and then you start painting and you realize, wait a minute, I didn't even measure this room, so I didn't get enough paint. Oh my goodness, I didn't even think about the baseboards. Oh, I didn't even think about the trim that's in the room and that I had to cover that. Oh, I didn't realize that this is texture and I need a roller to be able to do this. Otherwise, this brush is going to drip. When you just go in and do things and you don't understand what you need and you start building and buying and doing all the things before you really understand the intention or you understand exactly what you're doing and how you're going to do it, a lot of times that's where our discouragement comes from. And that's when we give the situation and our overwhelmingness. I tell you guys, early morning words just to get me tripped up. Being overwhelmed will get you stuck. And then we hand the pen to that feeling. And then that feeling stops us from actually reaching where we need to be. So now when a position or a situation comes in front of me, an opportunity, because opportunities be flying, like, oh, why don't you do this? All right, I want to partner with you to do this. I always ask myself, why am I doing this? Where is it going to take me? And does this match the life I am building? Because listen, I'm not trying to do no more manual labor. And so when I start looking at stuff and I'm like, this manual labor type of stuff and what it is, I start asking, how's this going to align to what I'm building? Is this something I need to build just one time and then it's going to sustain itself? Or is this something that's going to keep me working and take me away from the overall plan? And I'm with the quickness. Absolutely not. I'm not going to do it. So you want to make sure that you are moving with intention. You cannot be the architect of your time if everything has access to you. Okay? let me let that drop right here. I'm gonna drop that in the comments so that you guys can take note of that. And I want you to really marinate on that for a second. You cannot be the architect of your time. Listen to my song. You are the architect of your time. With every hour I build my dreams. My plans have purpose. Y'all know what I'm saying. We say it every Sunday. But you cannot be the architect of your time if everything has access to you and your time. Your time needs structure. Your calendar needs boundaries. Your day needs instructions. Otherwise, you will sit on a project all day long without realizing that you have spent the whole day doing this one thing, but you have other things that need to get done. Oh, I just wanted to get it out. But what about your income producing activity? What about the money that you need to make for today? What about the money you need to make for the week? I always tell people on your dashboard, you should have a daily goal. And by noon, if you don't see a way to hit that goal or push that goal, you need to stop what you're doing and get back on track. This is how most businesses go broke within the first 30 days. 90 days, the first year, because they lose sight of the fact that they need to make money for their business and they give everything in the world access to their time except for the right thing. You need boundaries. You need set times. And working for yourself is one of the hardest things in the world. And a lot of people are, I got to come up off this job. Okay, come off that job. And you come off that job and you're going to find out something real quick. And you're going to find out that you did not have as much control over your day and time as you thought you did. You have to set boundaries. Just because you're not working doesn't mean that you can sleep in till 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock. Or, oh, I'm going to just hang out for the day. Not if you didn't make any money. You see, what tells me I can have a day off is if I hit my goal for the week early. Or I have something in motion to hit the goal. Otherwise, I have to work to make those hours, to make the money that I need to be able to pay my bills. But many of us allow people, places, and things to distract us, and they become the architect of our time. If everything and everyone can interrupt you, then your time is being managed by access instead of assignment. Your time is being managed by those things. People can call you and talk to you whenever they want to. Absolutely not. I don't even answer my phone between certain hours. When I'm working on something, I don't want no distraction. You will go to voicemail, leave a message, I will call you back. Because I cannot allow other things and other people's issues to be the architect of my time. I know you think what you need to do is urgent. And I respect that. But guess what? What I have to do in my business is urgent as well, because at the end of the day, I have a family I have to take care of. I have to keep a roof over my head. I have to keep a business going. And I cannot give everything and everyone access, because if I do, they become the architect of my time. So I want you to think for a second, what's being the architect of your time? Who's controlling your time? Are you really controlling it? Or are things and people really controlling it? Do you even have a system? Why do you plan? What are you planning for? Do you have reminders set? Do you have things to tell you, hey, it's time. I know you don't want to stop. And there are some days that I don't want to stop doing something because I'm on a roll. And I'm like, man, if I stop, and if I come back to this, I'm going to lose my spot. And I have to cut it off. Why? Because I have other things that I have to accomplish throughout the day. And this is the true flow of a multi-passionate business owner. They know when to stop at a stopping place and move on to the next thing so that the other business or the other thing does not get neglected while you are working on another business. I get that. How do you run so many businesses? In one day, I can have my hand in 3 of my businesses. I can wake up and do an early childhood training, then midday do a entrepreneur type thing, then at the other day do a live for, multiple things in one day. Why? Because I'm the architect of my time. I don't let small things and distractions throw me off. And trust you me, things pop up and I'm like, oh my God, like really? But then I ask myself, can I solve this thing now? Or do I need to just give it a band-aid and just come back to it when I can really focus on it? Or does this thing really need my attention and my time? So who's the architect of your time? Who's building your dream or building a dream for you? And I have a thing, and I call myself unleashed. You cannot build my dream for me. Do not try to tell me how I need to focus on one thing or how I need to do one thing. Because you're not the creator of me and you can't see my destination. So because you can't see my destination, it's very hard for you to tell me that I should not be doing things or what I should be doing. Now you can give me suggestions of systems that will work, but you are the one who sees the destination. And if you need help designing it, then you can reach out for help. Because there's been parts of my business and I'm like, okay, I really want to get that structure a little bit better and I will seek help for that. But the moment that the person tells me that I am not on the right track or you're destined, you should just focus on this one thing, I have to step back, because not only was I called to do multiple things, but I was also called to lead people to do multiple things. And so if I'm not doing multiple things myself, then how can I teach you to do those multiple things or give you systems to be able to manage? So I am the example of the work that I am set out to teach. So when I start hearing that type of stuff, I have to instantly remove myself, because there is somebody in this world waiting on me to show up and show them how to manage multiple business, how to be the CEO of multiple brands, how to not only manage their self, their family, their time, a funding source, a side business or 2 or 3. Even the great books tells us that we should have 7 streams of income, if not more. So if it tells you to have multiple streams of income, how can you sit here and say that I believe in the Bible, I believe in God, or I believe in whatever, and tell somebody that they can only focus on one thing or one business? I have to focus on one thing at a time, but that is why I am the architect of my time, and I design my time to be able to focus on multiple things in one day, but only one at a time. So don't get it twisted. I am here to own and run multiple things. And some things people know about it. Sometimes they don't know about it, only because it may not be something specifically for you, and you may not know about it. But I have a whole nother business over here doing something different. So I have to control my time accordingly, according to where my destination is. Focus. Let's talk about number 5, focus. Focus is built through decisions. Once you make a decision of this is who I am and what I do, then guess what? You can show up with intention. All right? So focus is built through your decisions that you make. And a lot of you guys refuse to make decisions about your business, refuse to make decisions about your life and what you want to do. Remaining focused does not mean nothing distracts you. It means that you keep going, deciding to come back to what matters. Focus is not just a feeling. It is a decision you make over and over again. It's a decision. focus is built through the decision to stay focused. Sometimes I'll be sitting on here and I'll have like 5 tabs open. I'm like, blah, 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 blah. Whoa, Carolyn. Whoa. It's time for you to get back focused again. It's time for you to get focused. And then I'll just stop, grab me a cup of coffee, go run to Starbucks and get my favorite drink, take a beat, come back and be like, okay, I need to decide on what I am working on in this given moment and to get back focused. So it doesn't mean that I don't get distracted. Or somebody will send me a message and I'm like, oh, I want to help that person right now. I want to answer that right now. And I have to take a deep breath and go, I'm going to decide to stay focused so that when I finish this, I can take care of that. And a lot of times we get so off track. We're like, I just got to go lay down. I just got to go to bed. This is just too much. Why? Because you did not stop yourself, realign yourself, and decide to stay focused on what you are building. That's a simple decision. At any point, you can stop and say, you know what? Let me realign myself. Sometimes I have to do midweek resets. And what does that mean? Wait a minute. This week is starting to be out of control. Carolyn, get that planner out. Look, you need to go. You need to do an hourly planner for the next 3 days because this is out of control. And what I mean by that is that sometimes I'll make my plan on Sunday, but so many things will happen. By Wednesday, I'll look at what I'm planning and I'm like, oh my God, I have not touched that. I haven't did that. All right, you know what? This Wednesday, let me sit down and look at my daily hourly planner and I'll pull out a special sheet for that. And then I'll go in and I'll be like, okay, you said you were going to do this earlier this week. How can we reboot ourselves to get back on track? What were you doing? What threw you off track? How can you stay focused? Can you turn off your phone at this particular time? Can you tell somebody you can call them back? Let them know your hours of operate, all of the things. But if I keep on that path, by Friday, I will look back and be like, oh my God, what happened? So I had to make a decision midweek to revamp the plan, because the plan that I set up on Sunday got a little off. And so if I did not decide to refocus, then I would have spent the whole week in this infinity loop of, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm not getting anything done. Oh my goodness. A couple of weeks ago, and I'm still like gathering the content to post it, was one of the busiest 2 weeks in our life. Like every day we had something major, and then we had to prep for something major that's the next day. To the point my mom, she was like, oh my goodness, the weekend that we got back, she didn't leave out of the house for 3 days because it was just that type of week. We were like, okay, are we packed here? All right, let's go get this bag. Let's pack this. Let's go here. All right, did this go here? Did this go there? Did we move this around? Do we have this set? And even in the background, I'm launching a new community. And so I'm like, okay, have I did this? Have I introduced this? Am I live here? Then I'm introducing another new community to my other early childhood community. So then we're launching YouTube. And so I'm like, okay, did you get this film? Did you do this? Did you send this off? Did you get save the dates that you have to get mailed out? Did this? All of these moving pieces. And at one point I sat down, I said, whoa, let me stop. Let me stop. Okay. Did we get these things done? It's like, whew, let's reallocate, because we were moving so much on so many things being thrown our way. Like, okay, this happened. All right, I know we said we were going to check in at this time, but we're going to have to move this back because that doesn't make sense for us to be able to do this. And so it was a constant refocus of things. And sometimes we have to make that decision to refocus on what we need to get done. And a daily reminder, I have it set for 4:00 p.m. How much money did you make today? Because every day as a business owner, you have to have income producing activity, IPA. Yes, oh, I have to get this done off my list because that's going to make me money. But meanwhile, what if that thing don't make you no money? So what's your guaranteed money for today? And every business owner has to have something in their pocket that's going to make the money. And if the thing that I set out to do didn't make me money today, I got to go to that default thing and bring some money in. Gotta do it. If it comes 2 days and I notice, okay, this didn't happen, all right, I need to do a class, or I need to put this out there, or I need to look at who didn't pay. I need to collect. I need to do something because I'm noticing that the cash flow is short today. And I know we want to talk about, but I'm building, but you have to bring in income. I cannot stress that enough. Cannot stress that enough, because that is going to be the downfall of your business and the frustration of your business, because you're not going to be able to make ends meet. I know people who have, gotten not so much of laid off on their job, but their job kind of came to an end, and they ended up with a severance package, and their job gave them 3 months, 6 months of pay. And they're like, okay, I'm going to spend time building this business. And they were so focused on the building that they forgot that they needed an IPA as soon as possible. Why? Because they became reliant on that 3 to 6 months of cash that was coming in. Then when those 3 months passed or that 6 months passed and they hadn't been pushing the thing and the money was gone, they wanted to hurry up and run to push the thing. But then it was a little bit too late to do that. That's why we have to stay focused from the very beginning and set those goals, because the goal is to bring in income so that you can do the things that you love to do. Money does not control my life or run my life, but it helps me to design a life that I enjoy. And there are things that me, my family, my grandson, that we love to do. And it depends on if I have IPAs. I can't look around for a second or spend a week off building something without an IPA. I have to stop and pause and ask myself, how am I going to make some money? What am I going to sell? Who's going to buy something from me today? And that should be constantly flowing in your business. You shouldn't be waiting on a payday. A payday should be happening every day. Every day for you. Until you get a system where money is coming in on certain days of the month, and you know that income is going to be coming in to be able to take care of what you need to take care of. All right. So a lot of times, and that brings me to the 6th point, pressure comes from lack of planning. Okay. So a lot of the pressure that you feel in your business is because you didn't take the time to plan it out, and let alone execute it. You didn't even plan it. Like, how is this thing going to work? How is money going to come in? How are you going to promote the thing? And what I look at, so many businesses, they put so much time into building a thing, but they forget to promote the thing. Like, how you spent 3 weeks building that and then go on to the next thing to build. That's not okay. And that pressure that you're going to feel in a couple of weeks because you don't have the income coming in comes from the lack of real planning. Sometimes the pressure is not because the task is too big. It's because we waited too long to break it down, schedule it out, simplify it, or even ask for help. A clear plan reduces the emotional pressure. That's why I told you sometimes in the middle of the week, I got to take a beat. I'm like, oh, let's sit down and refocus and reallocate. Because if not, I will start to feel being overwhelmed. I will start to feel that emotional pressure. Like, this is just too much. I want to throw in the towel. Like, you know those feelings that we get in our business. I'm not the only one that have like a toddler breakdown inside of my business sometimes. And then I just throw myself on the couch and just be like, and my mom's like, what's wrong, baby? I'm like, it's just one of those days. But I have to pause and plan so that less of those moments will happen. I can't be having an emotional breakdown every hour, every minute of the day, all the time. I can't be doing that. Why? Because I'm running a big business. Here it is. I'm like over there, but I gotta go live. And then I have to get on the live and I'm like all discombobulated and disorganized and crazy as crazy can be. Because I did not plan. Lack of planning. And we want so many big things. And we think we be doing stuff by going down our checklist. Check, check. Okay, check. Did you get a check though? No, because you didn't plan that into your schedule. All you planned was things on your to-do list. You didn't break that task down properly. You didn't schedule it properly. You didn't make it simple enough so that you can work on other things while you're building that. Right? And then your week needs a blueprint. You have to have a blueprint. And that ties into me saying, y'all in these checklists. No, you actually need a blueprint that kind of maps out where you're going, how much you're going to bring in, what you're going to focus on. The to-do list tells you what is waiting to get done. The blueprint is going to tell you what you're building and how to build it. So this week, we're not just writing down tasks. We're deciding what tasks are supposed to be produced. What is the map? And so when you map things out, you go, okay, I need to write this copy. I need to put this together. Okay, please note, I need to be talking about this thing on Facebook because when it gets ready to launch, I want people to instantly be able to get in and buy it. A lot of us think, oh, I don't want to tell nobody until it's fully built. Okay, you're going to miss your marketing window. Then it's going to be built and you're going to talk about it after it's built for like 2 to 3 days and notice that nobody's coming in because it does take a couple of weeks for people to recognize that you're talking about something new. You have to plan this thing out. You have to map it out. It can't be just something on your to-do list. It can't be. So after this, in the community, I'm doing a live co-working where I'm going to be working with you guys and mapping out exactly how to look at your week, map it out. And I've done this before, but some of us need a refresher on it because the week is kicking our butt. Life is lifing. Life is knocking us down. Life is taking us out. And we're about to throw in the towel on our business when really it's a really great business and a business structure. We just need to better plan. So when I tell you that you need to be the architect of your time, I mean that number one, you need to name your destination. Ask yourself, where am I trying to go with my business and my life? Number two, identify what that pressure is that is keeping you distracted, rushed, and overwhelmed. 3, separate urgent from important because everything that's loud isn't important. Everything that's urgent ain't aligned to what you need to do. So you need to understand the difference between the two and where that stands in your business. Choose your main build for the week. What is the main focus for this week? Is it getting a flow to the day? Is it getting a flow to your week? How many of you actually have a work schedule that you have for your business that tells you exactly what you do? You have it when you have a 9-to-5 job. Then why haven't you created one for your business? Block time with intention. Today I'm going to show my time block schedule, and maybe it is blocking. It keeps me on track. And I also share it for accountability so that my accountability person can be like, okay, did you get this done today? Did you stay on top of this today? No excuses. Get over there and do it. All right. Blocking time. Set boundaries around distractions, making sure that you decide what needs to pause, what needs to be delegated, what needs to be delayed, what needs to be simplified, and what needs to be removed. You set boundaries around the distractions and not let other people set those boundaries for you. Review and reset daily. You have to do this daily. So, are you the architect of your time? This week, I want you guys to really look at and see what you're spending most of your time doing. Are you spending most of your time, just working on things that's not income producing activity? Are you spending most of your time just trying to figure things out without a clear plan? Do you spend most of your time helping other people, but they're not spending enough time in your business? So what is your week looking like? What are you designing? What are your plans? So I want you guys to really lean in to the plans, the intention, what you should be doing each and every day. That's why I have that affirmation at the end of this training. That's why I have you guys working on mapping out your day. That's why we have Plansational Sunday, so that you have control over your week. So if you are looking for more of a design and more of support with your plans, I want you guys to hop into my Passionpreneur community, because we will be doing live co-working. And with this live guided accountability and co-working, it's not just you figuring things out. I will give you a prompt, and then you will work on different things. I will show you examples, and then you will go in. And we're going to be doing this every Sunday, because without this, you will not have that guide for your week. We could talk about it on Plansational Sunday, but we have to be about it. And that's why I've added co-working to Sunday, right after Plansational Sunday. So that's the link. Go ahead and join for free. I am accepting members. We will be live in just a few minutes here, working on our plans for the upcoming week. So with that being said, let's wrap up this Plansational Sunday. I have given you guys some tips so that you can be the architect of your time. We're not moving by being overwhelmed. We're not moving by frustration. We're not moving by stress. We are moving by design, so that we can constantly have what I call cash on replay in our business. That way we can continue to build the things that we love each and every day. We can be those multi-passionate business owners. We can be the entrepreneur that has multiple streams of income. And I'm talking about decent streams of income, not just a little here, a little bit there, a little bit there, but constant flow, like the river flows. And I want that for your business. I want to speak life into you. I want to tell you right now that those ideas that you have, this is the year that they are going to come to fruition. Those ideas that you've been dreaming about, you've been thinking about, this is the year that you are going to build the plan to bring them to life. That 9-to-5 job, that funding source is not going to be a reason. It's not going to be what's delaying you. As a matter of fact, it's what's going to fund you to be able to run these different things. No more thinking that you have to niche down. No more thinking that you can't have multiple passions and multiple business. No more thinking that you have to align your business like everybody else. Yes, a person may say, I niche down and I made $1 million from this one business. And you can say, well, I worked on all my businesses and I made $500,000 from all 5 of the businesses. You're going to still bring in that money. You're going to bring it in a different way. Stop thinking that your business needs to look like everybody else. Only you know the destination. Only you can see it clearly. Therefore, you're the only one that can truly write the plan. And ask for support if you need support on building that plan. But don't let the person who's supporting you tell you anything different about your destination. Because only you know that, and only you can protect that. And this is your year to bring all of that to life. So let's get into our affirmation. I believe in you. I know that my fellow passionpreneurs can do this. We are giving you more tools to be able to do it. I am going to keep encouraging you to do it, because I love being connected to successful people. And I got about 600 people in our community that I want to see rise in success and become the next millionaires, the billionaires. I want you to be the first trillionaire in the world. So, or the second trillionaire in the world. So let's get into our affirmation, and I'm going to have you repeat after me. I am the architect of my time. With every hour, I build my dream. My plans have purpose. My schedule has power. I not your friend, not your coach, not your business, none of those people craft your life. But say, I craft my life. And how do you craft it? One aligned decision, one bold move, and one brilliant hour at a time. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today on Plansational Sunday. As always, I am Dr. Carolyn Bobb-Green, and I look forward to training you to succeed in your business. Have an amazing Sunday.